And so we hit a big stun here. We're gonna take out Collapse because, you know, I'm better than Collapse. No. Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I'm gonna be showing you how you can get a 30k gold lead against your opponents in 25 minutes. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm kind of also not kidding. Also, if you look at the net worth at the end of the game, pretty crazy stuff. We had the highest 5 net worth heroes in the game. And yeah, obviously the game was somewhat of a stomp, right? My team did very, very well. But if you look at the net worth here, the game looks, I mean, outside of my net worth, it looks like reasonably even, right? But we were able to take over this match. I got to lane with Mira this game, which is always pretty cool, right? The position 4 player for Team Spirit. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. And yeah, without further ado, let's break down my decision making and help you guys become better Dota players. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken, click the link down below and sign up. Alright, so I'm playing Alchemist offlane. This is like something I used to do all the time in the past. It used to be one of my favorite things to do, but I stopped doing it because the hero got nerfed really hard. However, 33 started doing it recently. I'm sure you guys saw those pro games. And I'm like, okay, this is one of my favorite heroes in the game. It's really good with Marcy. Like, he picked Marcy, and I'm like, okay, I can do the Alch, right? The reason why is Marcy truly enables Acid Spray. The key to Alchemist is if you can keep them in Acid Spray, you can kill them, right? It's a lot of damage, and it's armor reduction, right? So the key is keep them in Acid Spray. Dispose and Rebound do exactly that, and it kills the majority of supports. And so my game plan going into this lane was have enough mana regen where I could continuously synergize with the Marcy. Like, even here, realistically, I could have immediately charged a Concoction and gone on the Veno, because if I throw it at the Veno here, he would take almost all of his health. And I did make this play, but late, and so I ended up just throwing it at the Meepo. So this wasn't actually a good start. I think I played this first wave pretty incorrectly, because if you throw a Concoction at the enemy support with a Marcy or with any other stun, but it's really good with Marcy, you just destroy them, right? You absolutely body them. And then from there, eventually I realized what I was supposed to do, and we're able to shift over and kill the Veno. Like, yeah, he just dies from full, because that's how good Concoction is. It's really high damage, 150 damage, 1.7 second stun, and it gives you movement speed when you channel it, so it's easier to close the gap between you and the enemy hero. And yeah, we are able to get first blood here. Really huge. Of course, that's massive for my lane. From there, all I have to do to make sure this can continue to snowball is buy plenty of regen, right? I think a lot of players will get a lead like this and they'll just rush their big item, right? I even considered buying a Wraith Band just because I'm against Meepo. He's going to click me a lot. I decided against it just because I think it was too many small items. But yeah, we're back to CSing, right? After you get a kill, it is okay to just chill out a bit. I had no regen on me at the time, so I asked Mira for a Tango. He's going to give me a Tango. I bought my Mango here. The reason why I buy this Mango is I know when I have a Marcy, I'm going to be going for a lot of kills. So there's no guarantee that I'll need the Mango, but there's a good chance. Also, the regen is always just nice. It's always pretty decent to just have some Mango regen, and so in case I need it, I have the Mango. And then yeah, from there, we're just going to kill the Veno again. It's really, really easy. As I said, this lane is super stupid. He kind of messed up on the Veno a little bit here because we could have killed him if he disposed earlier, so unfortunately, we didn't immediately get the kill, and Marcy did get gone on, but it's all right. We were able to once again commit on the Veno, and even though we messed up the initial go, it didn't matter, right? We were able to kill off Veno here. I get some decent damage on Meepo, and this is why the Mango now feels pretty good. If we do make another go in a short period of time, I will have the mana to do it, and we can continue to apply pressure in a lane that is really high pressure. And what do you know? Immediately it comes into play. I needed the Mango here to go for the kill, and what you're supposed to do is put the acid down as the Concoction's about to hit them, because the Concoction is physical damage, and the Q, the acid spray, reduces armor, so it amps the Concoction damage. I placed it late here, which wasn't good. I should have used the Mango earlier, but because we have the Mango, we reduce the Meepo's armor, do a bit of damage, get our courier killed, and get another kill. And so this is the power of the Alch Marcy lane. As I said, one of my favorite lanes in all of Dota. You channel Concoction, Marcy rebounds, you throw the Concoction, you acid spray, and then when they're about to run out of the acid spray, she disposes. And it's like some stupid amount of damage. From there, I think I made a really good play, which was the lane static here, and the Veno pulled. So when the Veno pulled, I finish off this last creep, I see the Veno pulling, and I look at the clock, because I'm always looking at the clock, guys. The clock tells you a lot. And so the clock tells me that the next wave is going to be here in about 4 seconds, right? That's when it comes on Radiant. And so we take the wave, and what this should allow the Marcy to do is roam. And I actually thought when I did this, he would go take the water rune. Unfortunately, Pango took the top rune, so it didn't exactly play out like that. But the reason why I like this play is it actually gets the lane back and allows your forward to roam. Like, Sure, we can continue to kill the enemy heroes, and Mira actually stepped up here, which he probably shouldn't have. There was no reason for him to. It's not a Mira hit piece, I'm just saying, like, he ends up dying, and this will pull the lane back, and it also denies an entire full wave. And it actually can deny 2 waves, because as I take this wave back, there's very little Meepo can do to contest these creeps. So if I was able to pull this wave back further, which is possible, I could have denied even more creeps. But I think I get a deny here. Yeah, I get 1 deny, and I get the lane back, right? Because the next wave will often push in as well, as long as they don't pull. So from there, I just shove in the wave. I saw that I could stack the small camp. Like, the wave was under Meepo's tower, so I assumed he would just push it in. So I decided to take that time to stack the small camp, which I thought was great. I ended up getting lucky. I get the camp with 5 creeps, which is the best out camp. It's just so good with Creevil's Greed. We're able to pick up the Lotus here. Meepo tried to contest us, but we get it. We pop a Clarity. And in terms of items, I have Wand. I didn't have to buy Wand this game. Honestly, I wish I didn't. It's not that Wand's a bad item, but Veno doesn't cast that many spells. Meepo does, but it was at the point where he just wasn't fighting me. I bought it when I thought there was a chance we would keep fighting, and that's why I bought it. But in hindsight, we didn't. And so I wish I didn't spend the gold on Wand. I didn't really need it. It does help out with slots, though, because I had 2 branches, right? So it helps me out with my slots quite a bit. Yeah, so at this point, I buy Clarity. Some people buy Sage's Mask here, but I don't know. I just feel like you don't need it. If you buy a Clarity and you get the Lotus, as well as a neutral item, you don't need it, right? And so it's just another slot. You don't upgrade it into anything, so I decided to skip it this game. And I think it was correct, because I was having such a good game, and off this camp, right, I dragged the wave to this camp, I'm praying for a neutral item. I always try to do this. I try to kill neutrals as fast as I can in minute 7, so that I can get my neutral item, right? Because these items, as I always say in the videos, guys, are broken, right? It's like 700 net worth. This is all stats, magic resist, and mana. Like, such a strong item, right? At least worth probably 600, 700 gold. And so we get our neutral item. Now we got the Occult Bracelet. We're going to be able to get a ton of mana from that. I decided to hit the tower here because I saw them all fighting top. Otherwise, I'll never hit a tower as Alc. It's just, like, yeah, you have chem range, but it's just generally not efficient. I'd rather just continue to drag waves, but because, like, if you take the tower, you get to take these 2 camps, and these 2 camps are really high because you can drag them together and farm them with assets. So because they're showing top, I decided to do it. Also, because they fought top, I was like, okay, I can go behind the tower and farm these camps, which is a bit psycho, but Meepo can't kill me, and I assume that they wouldn't TP based on what was happening. I would not make that play if I didn't see anyone, right? Like, yes, it's efficient, but I would not do that otherwise. It's just way too risky. Like, even here, I'm playing close to the tower all the time, and it's not something I would do unless I felt safe. Whatever, we get a Veno kill here, chillin', we kill the Veno wards, Meepo overcommits. This is a mid Rubik who's actually rotating here. And so yeah, we're feeling good. And at this point, I want to farm these back camps as much as I can. So I farm up this small camp. I think I have Radiance completed. I got a 10-minute Radiance with a ton of small items. Like, I didn't even blind rush Radiance. Like, this was like the literal god game. I mean, the average Radiance timing, I'd say, is like, if you're having a good game, is like 11, 12. I got like 10, 30, 10 this game. It was crazy. Like, timing's up to wazoo. And with this early of a Radiance, you can of course go for kills, like Meepo shows in the lane. And with this much of a lead, like, I mean, I'm just chilling. Right? We kill this guy easily. I'm level 11. And really my main game plan on Alc is farm a blink. Like, I try not to force any fights when I get my Radiance, because when you get Radiance, you start to farm really fast. So it allows you to get to your next item fast too. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, I got my Radiance, it's time to fight. But how I see it is Radiance allows you to push that lead even further, right? Even like spread that gap a little bit further and allow you to get a blink, which is going to let you really close the gap and get an explosive start to a team fight. So like here, my blink was coming on Courier with a Clarity, because you need Clarities with no Sage's Mask. Even with Sage's Mask, you do. And I started running mid because I thought if we'd take a fight mid, I'd get a kill. But unfortunately, we already took the tower. My team was kind of owning, so there was nothing to do there. So instead, I just go back to farming, and I'm okay with this. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, you're so far ahead, you gotta fight. But with Alchemist, not really. Like, my team ended up pushing the tier 2, and I actually do wish I was there with them, because I probably could have saved... Someone dies here. I think Marcy dies? I probably could have saved them. Maybe I kill the Pango before he gets off roll, but with this Concoction talent, I saw at level 10, you take Unstable Concoction Radius, and this talent is crazy. Like, look at this stun. I throw it at Meepo, and it stuns all 3 of them. Like, this thing is the biggest stun in the game. It's like this. It's a huge stun. And so we hit a big stun here. We're gonna take out Collapse because, you know, I'm better than Collapse. No. I'm kidding. All right, relax. It is Collapse, but I'm kidding. And from there, after we take this tower, I want to return back to these back camps, right? These two camps, and you can hit the portal to amp it even further, right? These two camps are just so efficient. Like, oh, we almost have a 15-minute Manta, 200 CS with 5 kills and 5 assists. I ended up making a stupid play in a moment from here. We took Roche, which was obviously good. We have Chen Marcy, so we can Roche. Just 2 of the best Roche heroes in the game. And I finished Manta, and I see this guy in a ward. But I know I shouldn't have gone for this kill, because my team just showed bot, so they can't actually back me up. And while I can easily kill the Veno, I didn't have Acid, and that actually limits a lot of the damage, because it limits the concoction damage, and it limits some of my autos, right? So he ends up barely getting his shit off. Like, I get Vesseled and ultied. And if he didn't get that off, I'm probably fine, but unfortunately the Vessel and the ulti, especially the ulti, prevents me from kiting out, and I end up dying. So I should have probably just waited for Manta, or I could have waited for Acid Spray to come up so that Veno wouldn't have gotten his spells off. I think, like, when I was making the play, when I was channeling the concoction, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Like, I had the thought that it might be bad, but I did the YOLO. And now at this point in the game, I'm obviously just, like, way too strong. I'm going Octarine next, just because if you're this far ahead, you can kind of get away with going this build, like this Manta Octarine, because you push in waves like a psycho, right? Like, you can clear so many camps in so many ways, you just continue to build your lead, and you still do a lot of damage in fights, just by nature of, like, throwing out a lot of concoctions, having ulti constantly out, more blink daggers, right? It's just good. You can go like a standard BKB plus AC, like that build is also good when you're ahead. I personally like this build, especially when I'm against like Vessel and Veno and, you know, even Diffusal and things like Meepo Net or Diffusal. You know, it's a nice game for Manta for sure. But yeah, in team fights, mainly I'm just looking to kill the first person I see. Like, I could have maybe looked for the backline here, but I think it's good to just kind of take out this Veno, right? Don't make any crazy overextension, and then we're going to obviously look to back up our Wind Ranger. Meepo digs it up, but it don't matter. We wipe out the Tiny, wipe out the Meepo, and we chase down the Pango too. Like, this E-spell is insane. Like, I hit this guy 5 times, and he has 42% movement speed decrease and 37% status resist reduction. Which means if he gets stunned, it just stuns him for like 4 years. Like, this slow from Power Shot is gonna last the entire game. Even something like my Impending Corruption will actually last longer on him. It's like, Alch passive is so weird, but it's really strong. From there, I got blessed with a Regen rune after that fight, so I got max mana, and we're kind of back to farming. I just wanted to finish up my Manta before I joined the next fight. My team decided to go for the 21-minute Wisdom rune, which I probably could have been at. Like, I could have farmed my Octarine off midwave and bought it here, and then been at this fight, which was pretty bad. I felt bad that I wasn't here. I was like, okay, that's bad. Because when you're this far ahead, you want to be ready to connect to all the fights, and you essentially just want to be oppressive on the map, right? You want to take away the enemy space while farming, and I didn't really do that because I wanted to buy Octarine, but I could have bought Octarine while being oppressive, so I felt that was unoptimal. But yeah, with Octarine finished up, I decided to queue my shard here, just another Dispel against the Veno. It's a lot of sustain. If you don't know what it does, on a 26-second cooldown with Octarine, you get 50 attack speed, which is a lot, 40 HP regen, which is a ton, and movement speed. So it just makes you very hard to kill and very strong for 10 seconds. It's good. It's one of the better shards in the game. And yeah, at this point of the game, it's practically unlosable. Like, the only thing we can do to lose is throw high ground or something like that. Like, I just have to not go high ground. If I fight in an open area, I'm pretty certain they cannot kill me. I have a Chen behind me with a billion auras too. Like, you know, I have Solar, Drums, Vlad's, Hand of God. Like, I also have Sidekick. Like, there's basically no world in which I die. I don't really see the world in which I die. I would have to use my Manta and my Shard in some stupid way and get gone on with my ulti on cooldown. But with Octarine, it's not really that long of a downtime, right? It's only 15 seconds. It's like it will come back up here. And that's the nice thing about Octarine. It really helps with the ulti cooldown, because without Octarine, there's actually a pretty big gap. It's like 25 seconds. It feels pretty clunky. Like, it's a very noticeable difference. Yeah, we take the racks. Game is about over at this point. I don't have too much more to say. I just don't dive. You can use Mantas to cancel blinks, which is what I was doing while we were sieging. I just put them on the Tiny. And yeah, generally don't go in without ulti. I decided to do it here because I felt that they just don't have damage. Like, Kunkka does 0 damage to Alch. Tiny does 0 damage to Alch. Meepo is okay against Alch, but at level 15, you take Acid Spray, grants armor to allies, and so you can armor yourself by clicking Q on the ground. You give yourself 6 armor. I'm about to have AC. I don't have it yet, but we also, of course, have Unstable Concoction, which is very good against Meepo if he does initiate. Right, you can stun all of the Meepos. But okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Pretty crazy. Look at the net worth. And yeah, this Alch hero, man, if you have a good lane and you know the farming patterns, can be one of the stupidest things in Dota. Like, truly, an Alch untouched is very, very oppressive. This hero can be scary, like super, super scary. So, all right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.